Hello everyone, and welcome to show 243 of EaglEye. I'm Abby.
And I'm Mohammed. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome to 2025. With a new year comes many well-intended New Year's resolutions.
Right? Our next story focuses on just that, New Year's resolutions and how people accomplish their goals.
Let's check it out.
Hi guys, Amina reporting for EaglEye, and today we're asking students and staff about their New Year's resolutions for 2025. Let's get into it.
I think they're kind of fun to do, even though most people don't actually follow through on them. I want to get like Mr. Parker, like big and muscular like him.
It's like good to think that there's a point into going to a new year, not just to be do the same things you did last year. I would probably say my main goals are just stop trying to don't live for yourself, not other people. Don't care what other people think.
I think for some people it could be very beneficial, and some people it's like kind of the same goals because a lot of people are lazy. I would say my new goals for 2025 would be eat right, get right with family, and get better sleep.
It gives you something to do for the year, like you have motivation and stuff. So this year I'm trying to, I want my grades up, definitely that GPA up. I want to get closer to my family, closer to God, like my relationship with all that, yeah.
I think it depends on how you attack your goals. A lot of people say goals and they never act on them, so if you're going to act on them, then I'm all for it, but if not, then no. This year I'm trying to be signed a professional contract, and I'm really close to doing that, so just kind of changing how I attack it. I'm going to be more of a leader leading into this second half of my season, and hopefully in the next 6 months I could be signed and getting paid to play soccer.
Those are some great New Year's resolutions. I hope they stick to their goals, and I hope I do too. This is Amina signing off for EaglEye.
It was so cool to hear from AVHS students and staff about the goals they have this year.
Learning about how people want to change their lifestyles was incredibly interesting.
I was listening to a podcast recently about having a healthier lifestyle.
It's funny you mentioned that, as our next story focuses on the recent growing interest in podcasts.
Cool, let's hear them out.
With the recent rise of podcasts, lots of students and staff are tuning in. Come join us as we go around the school and ask students and teachers what podcasts they listen to. What kinds of podcasts do you listen to?
I started off with listening to Serial. That was like one of the first big podcasts that I listened to, really got into that.
There's another one I listened to called Distractible. It is just like a bunch of scenarios and stories to put things together, and it's they go off a point system. Whoever makes the better argument gets a point for that section.
How often would you say you listen to podcasts?
Recently, I probably listen to podcasts once a day.
I listen to podcasts almost every day. If not every day, then at least most weekdays.
Do you prefer to listen to them or watch them?
Usually I just listen to them. It's a nice thing to do while I'm doing other stuff.
I typically can't sit down and watch a full podcast.
I like listening only because I feel like we are kind of slowly going away from radio.
And so we're just listening to people talk about this, and this for the games, what's next to come. And I'm like, that sounds pretty interesting. So I add it to my library, and now I still listen to it.
Wow, those are some cool podcasts. What about you guys? What do you watch?
Sometimes it is overwhelming how many podcasts there are to choose from.
And if you love podcasts and you're interested in trying your hand at creating your own, there is an opportunity for you to do so.
Mr. Erdahl offers an awesome podcasting elective course available to 10th through 12th grade students.
And there's still time to register, but today is the last day to do so.
Picking your classes for next year can be difficult, but our next story highlights the possible electives you can take at Apple Valley. Check it out.
As registration comes up, it's hard to know what to pick, so we asked some seniors and a counselor to see what they would recommend. I personally recommend the Small Engines class. It teaches you so much useful information about your car.
The elective that would be the most impactful for me would be the Fab Lab classes. I think they're really impactful and enjoyable because without them, I wouldn't have known my love for 3D printing because you can essentially make whatever you want, whether it be 3D or just a sticker.
I would definitely say DP or developmental psychology. It's a different class than what people normally take, so it's more student-led, which is something I like, and it's just a unique opportunity. For the younger classmen, I would definitely recommend the business classes because Again, you can use those in your day-to-day life. If you're a junior, definitely sign up for DP.
I think some of the electives I have seen that have made a big impact on students are career development courses. And I know one of them here is like the Certified Nursing Assistants class. Colleges like to see 2 to 4 years of world language on a transcript. Man, I also like to take cooking classes. I am the family cook in my household, so I guess when you enjoy something, it makes it easier to get a good grade in those classes.
Wow, those were some fascinating electives. I hope these suggestions help you choose your electives for the future. Just because it looks good on a transcript doesn't mean you'll enjoy the class.
You know, we are so lucky to have so many options at AVHS. My favorite elective is EaglEye, of course.
Absolutely. It's the greatest class you can take at AVHS.
It's amazing to think that I haven't heard of some of these courses, but I guess that's just because AVHS has so much to offer.
Connected to that, there are many clubs and activities that deserve the spotlight too. One of those is our mock trial team.
For a very long time, the Apple Valley mock trial team has dominated throughout not just the state of Minnesota, not just the nation, but now here they are as your reigning 2024 Empire World Champions. Yet, most of AVHS hasn't heard of the team before. Let's hear from Coach Eric Strauss and some of our varsity members about their recent success and experiences with the team.
Mock trial is kind of difficult to describe. I often like to describe it as kind of like a legal drama on TV.
This party you speak of, how would you describe it?
The party was positively push and pee.
That's cap, Your Honor. It's giving leading question.
The students are playing the attorneys and the witnesses, and you get scores for it.
The reason why I joined mock trial was because I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to get better at speaking and to immerse myself in the activity of law.
It looked really cool. I saw a table at my middle school, and me and my friend thought it'd be fun to join and get some extra bonding experience.
My favorite mock trial memory is probably winning a national championship online here in Apple Valley, and then 2 weeks later winning a world championship in person in Chicago after everyone from around us had told us we couldn't do it and basically said that we sucked, and then we proved them all wrong.
It was the first objection battle that I ever watched between a varsity member and the other team. I just thought how quickly they were able to respond to what they were saying, and it sounded like so complex and so technical. I thought I could give it a try too.
Out of all the cases that I've competed in, I would say my very favorite case would be State of Minnesota v. Smiley Inc. It was a case about dumping chemicals into a river, and I thought it was really interesting to learn about the environmental impacts and the laws that we have in Minnesota that protect for it.
My favorite case has to be Morton v. Ramidus. It was a medical malpractice case about a torn ACL. It was just really interesting, and it was the first time that I actually started taking mock trial seriously.
I would say just to try it. We a lot of times get people who were wavering back and forth and they join as a sophomore or a junior and they say, why didn't I join this as a freshman? So my advice would be just to give it a shot.
An incredible program that only continues to get better and better. Reporting for EaglEye, I'm Jacob Hansen.
So that sounds awesome.
Yeah, people who are in it love it. And what an awesome skill set to develop.
Like the ability to argue coherently in a high-stress situation. That might come in handy in the future.
But public speaking, though, I hate public speaking.
Would you say it's a pet peeve of yours?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Well, that's our last story today, is about student and teacher pet peeves.
Ooh, let's check it out.
This is Caleb reporting for EaglEye. Today, me and my crew went around and asked students and teachers their pet peeves about each other.
I have a really weird sound, like pet peeves. So if I'm in class and I'm trying to talk and I hear people wrestling with a bag of chips or they're chomping on food.
I mean, I just be bringing like feasts to class sometimes. Like if I'm hungry, I'm hungry. I don't want to like pass out. I think that'd be a bigger issue than like me opening a bag of food or something, so.
I feel like it's okay. Like to a certain point, like depends on the time of day.
They don't submit it on time, and then they ask if I can grade it right away. I like to give my students work time so they don't have homework, and they don't use the work time. They say they're going to do it at home. That'd be my pet peeve, not using work time effectively.
My pet peeves are when teachers give me assignments and like tests.
I mean, if they don't like homework or tests, I would just kind of say, well, how do you propose we gauge what you know? If they have a good solution for it, I'm open to hearing it.
Wow, those are some interesting pet peeves. This is Caleb from EaglEye, signing off.
Well, I also share some of those pet peeves, like people eating loud and with their mouth open. Don't get me started.
I will not get you started because it is actually time for us to go. That's a wrap.
We're so glad you could join us for this episode of EaglEye. We'll see you again soon.
And as always,
Thanks for watching.